Hey everybody, Steve here, and I'm in our media center at the Chicagoland store. I want to show you a really cool item we've got here, and this is our this is a prototype of the Craviotto solid shell Gladstone style snare drums that we've got. And on these particular drums, you're going to notice that they are built out exactly like the Billy Gladstone snares that were just wonderful, wonderful instruments built by Billy, and you can see information about this on the website. Billy made a small number of drums, and his original drums are considered to be the holy grail of snare drums, and he had a very, very unique number of features on the drums. My good friend Arnie Lang has made Gladstone replicas for many, many years, modeled after his own original that he got from Billy. So what we've done is we've decided to take Billy's masterful craftsmanship in the mechanics of drums, he was a genius at that, and match it with Johnny Craviotto's genius on solid shells to create a Craviotto Lang Gladstone series. And that's what we've done here. On these particular drums, they incorporate all of Billy Gladstone's features. And his features included a very, very simple snare throw off, on, does what it's supposed to do. In addition to that, there's an internal tone control that has two pads underneath the head, and Billy designed it, and you'll see pictures on the website. Billy designed it where you could dial it up to a certain number and leave it there as a setting. He played in Radio City Music Hall and played many different types of music, and sometimes you'd require more muffling than others, and that would allow you to mark the music with the setting of muffling that you needed for certain passages. Very ingenious. He also created something that is called an additional venting system. There's a little hole here that you can turn that allows you to dial a little bit of more open. There's several little holes around this plate. When you dial it, it opens it like a salt and pepper shaker, and it allows a little bit more venting of the shell. The really interesting thing about Gladstone drums, though, all of these features are wonderful, but the most important feature was what they call three-way tuning. And with this, Billy's design was made in such a way that you would be able to tune the entire drum from the top. And the way he accomplished this was with a mechanical feature similar to the way a skate key works on roller skates. You've got a key here that's what's called a three-way drum key. And on the drum, you've got a hex-sided nut here and a four-sided nut here. On this key, there is one slot that fits directly over the hex. And when you fit it over that hex, that tunes the top head. Now, there's another slot on this key which is square. When you put that onto the square nut, that tunes the bottom head. So therefore, you can tune the entire drum without taking it off the stand. The reason that came about was Billy used to work at Radio City Music Hall, and the orchestra pit was basically 3 sub-basements below the stage level. These were in the days of calfskin heads. By the time you got up to stage level, you had to retune the drum. He didn't feel that it was professional to flip the drum around and change it once you got up to orchestra level, so he invented this design where you could do all the tuning without taking the drum off the stand. There's an additional feature that once you've got the delta between the top and bottom heads perfect, there's another key attachment that attaches to both nuts at the same time that allows you to then move the top and bottom together in unison. Now that's a little bit more than you really need. The key things you really need are the ability to tune the top head from the top, the ability to tune the bottom head from the top, and you don't have to take the snare off the stand to do any of it. It's ingenious. It saves great amounts of time in the studio, in live performances. It's incredible. So then the question becomes, how do they sound? This particular drum was done with pure sound wires, 45-degree bearing edges, on a solid Craviotto cherry shell. A beautiful drum. We did another prototype, a 6.5 by 14, which you'll see on the website, that is done with a combination of wire and gut snares. There are 8 wire snares and 2 gut snares on either side of the wires. And there's shielding over the wires as they come over the bearing edge. That's designed for drier, more articulate response, and this is your more traditional snare response. So, on this prototype, here's the snare at the edges. At the center. The rims are die-cast hoops that have been specially modified to accept these lugs because these lugs have the three-way tuning mechanism in them. Now you can dial up this tone control. Let's dial it up a little bit. You can dry it way up. Amazing sensitivity, easy throw off. Billy used to throw it off with his stick. Throw it off and on with his stick. Anyway, we are doing a very limited series of these drums. The 2 prototypes have been sold. We have taken orders for 2 more drums already. There will be a limited number. Each drum will have a nameplate on it. As you can see here, the nameplate says Steve Maxwell Collection. They will be numbered. So number 1 will say number 1. There will be a limited number of drums, probably no more than 25. And the beautiful part here is you can select what you would like for sizes. 5.5 by 14, 6.5 by 14, 7 by 14. You can select the wood type. Maple, cherry, ash, or walnut. Same price. You can then also select the bearing edges. 45-degree top and bottom, 30-degree top and bottom, or a rounded baseball bat top with a 45 bottom, your choice of the bearing edges. And then we can simply build that drum out to your liking. If you decide to buy a sparkle lacquer finish, whether it's a solid sparkle lacquer or a burst or something special, there is an upcharge for the sparkle lacquer based on what you choose. There's many options available. So these will have a base price with wire snares of $2,200. With the wire gut combination, they're going to be $2,350 because that's a complicated combination to make. And then if you want to talk about different woods or different finishes, sparkle lacquers or solid sparkles on the glass lacquer side, those would be at an extra charge simply based on the features that you choose. So these are available exclusively from us through the arrangement I have with Arnie Lang and Johnny Craviotto. So you can order them from us, see it at the website, maxwelldrums.com. You want to call me direct, 630-865-6849, that's my cell, and let us build one for you. Thanks.